What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Realms of Metal. Eddie here, back with you. We're the happiest place on earth, my metal room here, the ones in PA. What's going on, man? It's Saturday, early afternoon here. I'm chilling, listening to records. Did some yard work this morning. That's pretty much like 90% done now. Leaf blowing, getting ready for the cold, cold weather. It's actually really nice out today. The sun's out. It's a little cool. It's like 55 degrees here, I think. So, yeah, beautiful day. But that's done. I'm gonna do a vinyl update here. I got a stack of vinyls that I got for myself, and I haven't been buying a lot for myself recently because most of my extra money has been going into the Realms of Rock store, the site. But I did splurge a little bit here. I got a couple of bucket list vinyls on this list that I've been eyeing for a while, and I keep these vinyls on my list and I look for them at a decent price. I pick them up when I can. And as long as they're not too overpriced, I'll pull the trigger and buy it. I'm not one of these guys that needs the original pressing. I mean, yeah, the original pressing is nice, and I have a lot of original pressings, but as long as I have a pressing that sounds good, that I'm happy with, that's all I really care about. And it doesn't need to be the original pressing. A reissue is completely fine with me as long as it sounds good and I have it in my collection. So that said, let's see what we got here. Oh my God, this first one. I just talked about this record in another video that I did last weekend, 10 metal records that changed my life. That was a lot of fun to do, like a trip down memory lane. And here it is again, and that's Obituary's Cause of Death. This was one that I had on my list for probably over a year, at least, and I finally found it at a decent price. I grabbed this for like 60 bucks. Um, this is a 2019 reissue on Listenable Records. It's transparent red, limited to 800 copies. Just I talked about it. It's a special record for me. It was one of the first death metal records that I heard, as a teenager. This came out, what, 1990, Cause of Death. To me, when I heard it, it's defined the genre of death metal. It's like death metal. It sounded like a horror movie to me. Like I had already listened to the first Deicide, and I already had an opinion on that one. Me and my friends loved it. Then when we heard this one, we were like, man, like sounds like a fucking horror movie, music from the graveyard. So to me, like this record early on defined the genre of death metal for me, and it still does, really. It's still a genre defining record. I mean, I like this. When I heard this, we went and bought Slowly We Rot. I mean, Slowly We Rot is good, don't get me wrong. I love this one way more than Slowly We Rot. I just think the songs are better. I think it sounds better. Um, everything about it. And so it's transparent red. Here's what the vinyl looks like. Yeah, the vinyl sounds great, man. So I have no issues with the way this sounds. It sounds good to me. So, Cause of Death, man. What do you guys think of this record? So, finally in my collection on vinyl. I have the CD, but here's one. Here's one of these records that I've been looking for a long ass time, and they're so damn expensive. And you know, this record is not like any of the other ones on this list. I got all death metal and black metal and shit on here. And then, one of these records is not like the other. That's fucking Dangerous Toys. Now, this is the first Dangerous Toys self-titled record. It came out in 1989. I love the record. I remember when I heard it when I was a kid. I fell in love with Dangerous Toys. And it's a record that I never had on vinyl, and it's been on my list for a while now to get. And I mean, the first Dangerous Toys and the second one for that matter, Hellacious Acres. I mean, it goes for like 100, 150 bucks online. Hellacious Acres, which is the second one, goes for like 200 to 250 online. It's fucking ridiculous. Just reissue these goddamn things. Anyway, I didn't have either one of those on vinyl, and when I saw this, I'm like, oh shit, this is a twofer. So I got the original and Hellacious Acres on here. It's a double vinyl, both full lengths together. And I found this from a guy in like Poland on Discogs. Both of these vinyls, like, well, this whole vinyl package together cost me like 75 bucks. a fucking bargain compared to buying the originals for, 150, $200 a piece, So this is really well done. Uh Gatefold, double vinyl, both Dangerous Toys records. Hellacious Acres came out in 1991. Like I said, the original came out in 1989. This is a Steam Hammer reissue from 2013. Both are 180 gram. I mean, they sound phenomenal. They sound great. And then they even have the lyrics. I mean, in the fold, I mean, they got the lyrics in here for both records. Just a really, really nice package. So I'm guessing there's not a lot of Dangerous Toys fans out there, but if you are, pick up this version. If you're looking for the vinyl versions, go on Discogs and you can find it. It's not cheap, like I said, 75 bucks, but still cheaper than buying the originals. And if you don't care that they're reissues or not, then it's gonna be right up your alley. So Dangerous Toys finally in the collection. Here's a transition for you. Let's go from Dangerous Toys to Acheron. Let's go to 1994. Actually, both these releases from 1994, and I have other versions of these records. Everybody knows Vincent and I are good friends. I'm a big collector of all his stuff, all his projects. We sell his merchandise on the site, and I'm always looking for gems of his stuff online. And I found an alternate version of Lex Talionis for alternate cover, like the gas mask here. It's like the goat and the gas mask, and it's a very colorful cover, compared to the other Lex Talionis. And this is listed as transparent red, 400 copies. So, there we go. It's a beaut. So yeah, Lex Talionis. This was on Funeral Industries, a reissue on Funeral Industries. Funeral Industries does some great stuff. They reissued a lot of the Acheron stuff. So there you go. And this was Lex Talionis was Acheron's second full length. So, and here's one I really love. Here's the Satanic Victory EP from 1994. This is a reissue on Kneel Before the Master's Throne Records from 2007. I don't know how many copies of these there were, but when I saw this, I mean, I've seen it here or there. I found it at a decent price. Like, man, I gotta have that. I love the cover of this one. I really do. This is a gatefold. It's a black vinyl, but I was actually talking to I sent Vincent a picture of this, right? And I was talking to him this morning about this one, and he said that he didn't like the logo on this one because it looked too pixelated. If you look at it really close, it does look pixelated, but it doesn't bother me one bit. I mean, I think this thing is beautiful. It's a gatefold. I mean, look at that. It's phenomenal. And again, it's a record that I have. I have the Hail Satanic Victory on vinyl, which I think was another Funeral Industries reissue, but I had to have this one. I said I'm a collector, you know, especially him, like so if you and it wasn't this wasn't an expensive vinyl. I think I paid like 30 something bucks for it. It came from Europe. Um, so yeah, sounds great. The vinyl sounds great. Check it out if you can find yourself a copy. So how about Rhode Island, man? Let's go to Vital Remains, man. Forever Underground. This was their third full length from 1997. This is an Osmos reissue. Green and silver swirl, 300 copies. So check it out. Here's the vinyl. Pretty hot. Vital Remains is another one of those bands that everybody needs to know about. Like if you're not familiar with Vital Remains, and make yourself familiar real quick. There you go. Great record. I wish that we had some new Vital Remains. I don't know if we'll ever get any new Vital Remains, but it would be pretty awesome to get some new material from them. I don't know what's going on with them, but all their full lengths, the Vital Remains stuff is a must have for any death metal fan, really. So there you go. Forever Underground. Let's go to, well, we'll talk some black metal, but these two releases were not black metal when this band came out. It was like thrash metal. And that's Inquisition, originally from Colombia. I think they live in the States now. They're in Washington. But these are the first two Inquisition releases. So it was the Anxious Death EP from 1990. It was their first EP. And then you have the Forever Under demo from 1993. Now, Inquisition is a black metal band, but these two are thrash. Like, it's crazy, and they're really good. Like, this is one I've been wanting for a while. I wouldn't say it was a bucket list vinyl, but I did have it on my list, and all these copies were very fairly priced. So it's just a matter of just, pulling the trigger and picking it up. But I'm a big Inquisition fan. Everybody knows that. Now this is, I think this is what, is it Nuclear War now? Anxious Death, Forever Underground, a collection of evil thrash metal beginnings of the black metal cult Inquisition. Really fucking hot, man. So these are just black vinyls. Show you what the gate looks like. Go. Forever Under cover. The gate. Pretty cool. Got inserts in here and poster. Pretty cool. So if you're an Inquisition fan, definitely pick this up. I have everything Inquisition has released on vinyl, like all their full lengths. And getting this one now, I think it pretty much completes my at least full length collection of Inquisition. So let's talk some more thrash metal. Actually, let's go to New York. Here's a band some of you might be familiar with. If you're a big thrash fan and you were into the underground thrash metal bands that not a lot of people knew about, you got to be familiar with EXE. They were from New York. This was their first full length, Stricken by Might. Came out in 1987. This is an original press on Shatter Records. So that's what this is. It's got this little sticker on the bottom here, which, honestly, this vinyl, the guy wanted like $10 for it. So it was a no-brainer for me to pick it up. It's a black vinyl, nothing special, but the vinyl sounds good. It's a classic underground thrash metal record, if you're into that stuff. I mean, to me, like EXE reminds me of like if you like Hollow's Eve, with maybe a little bit of Anthrax thrown in, like that's EXE. So if you like that stuff, you're gonna dig this band. So let's go to from New York to New Jersey. Let's go to Ruinous. Death metal from New Jersey. Uh Graves of Ceaseless Death. I think it's their only full length, first and only full length. Came out in 2016. I think this is on Dark Descent Records, which it is. And it's listed as transparent yellow. Check it out. Really hot. Like if you like Immolation, if you like Disma Incantation, you're gonna like Ruinous. It's really good stuff. So sticking with the death metal theme, let's go to England. From the ashes of Bolt Thrower, we've got the first Memoriam LP for the Fallen, came out in 2017. This is listed as Swamp Green, 400 copies. It's a gatefold. In this you had Carl Willits, and Andy Whale from Bolt Thrower. You had Frank Healy on bass, Ex Benediction on this one. So it's kind of like a death metal super group. So Memoriam, check them out. 400 copies, Swamp Green. Really see that. It's on Memoriam, man. Check them out. Last but not least, here's some that I got for the store, the Realms of Rock store, and I ended up keeping one for myself only because I love this record. And it's a reissue, Into Eternity, Buried in Oblivion. It was their full length, originally came out in 2004. This is the 20th anniversary reissue on M Theory. And great record, unreal. Uh, who was the singer on this? I think it's Buried in Oblivion. The vocalist on this one was Chris Crawl. That was his name. I think it was the only record he did with Into Eternity, and that guy was amazing. I seen him on this tour. He was a phenomenal singer. Says here, 20th anniversary issue of the breakthrough third album from Canadian extreme progressive metal band Splattered in Oblivion, colored vinyl, 400 copies. That's what it looks like. Really hot. Amazing record. The musicianship is off the charts on this one. It says here on the hype sticker, imagine death crossed with Dream Theater and Painkiller era Priest, and you have Into Eternity. I don't disagree with that. Like, there's so many influences on here. Definitely progressive. They do some death metal vocals, some harsh vocals here or there, along with the clean singing of the singer. Like, really good. The songs are just so good on this. So if you're not familiar with Into Eternity, at least check this one out. I'm telling you, you're gonna love this record. The songs, they're catchy, they hit you hard. They're just great album front to back, man. So Into Eternity. There you have it. There's some recent vinyl pickups I got. What have you guys picked up lately? Let me know. Throw them down in the comments. Bucket list vinyls that you're looking for. Maybe I could even help you out and point you in the right direction to see if you can get your hands on some of this stuff. Uh, Appreciate you hanging with me on a Saturday. This will be a short one. I'm going to be on with Barry and Rich and maybe Tone Joker too, the guys from that Gold Metal Show tomorrow. We're going to do greatest back-to-back records. So going through bands, bands that released two amazing records in a row. That's what we're going to be talking about. That's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to do that tomorrow, and I think Barry's going to put that up, tomorrow night sometime, like 8 o'clock ish or something like that. So there you have it. Thanks for hanging with me on the Realms of Metal, and we'll see you guys again real soon. Have a killer rest of your Saturday.